We want the audience to come with an open mind, ready for something completely new.
This is the most intimate setting we could create to showcase our album exactly as we intended.
It's the kind of show that will take everyone by surprise.
We have been conceptualizing and putting together a 3D, 360-degree binaural headphone concert, which is a mouthful, so we call it Immersion. And it's essentially a headphone concert that brings in new technology to create a very immersive sound mix, so you can place audio in full 360-degree spectrum.
A typical headphone show would just be a mix through microphones and the band and everything, and then instead of like your outputs going to speakers, then it would go to headphones. With binaural audio, you can treat the audio so it sounds like it's coming from all around your head. So I could play something like 50 feet this way and down and off axis.
What's unique and impressive about this project is that we're processing live instruments in real time. So it's not premeditated in the same sense that it's like curated and planned. This is taking something that is happening in real time, processing it in under 10 milliseconds so you can't hear any latency, and then giving it to the audience. So all this to say, it's putting the audience in the center of the music and allowing the music to really engulf them. Callan and I were in the front seat of our band van driving home from Toronto. We were talking about wanting to do something unique to promote the new record. So we sort of dreamt up this idea of like, oh, what if we do like a listening party? We sit him down, we give him headphones, and we click play on the record. And that was like, oh, that could be cool. Like we can invite our friends out. It would probably be pretty cozy. And then we thought, wait, why don't we play our new record live and do the same thing with headphones? Out of a desire to do something different, we then pursued the 3D idea, which for a long time was just a theory. The deeper we researched, and by the time we got in contact with the right people, we're like, whoa, this can actually happen. We should go for it.
Immersion is us trying to create an experience for the audience that's different from anything they've experienced before. I feel like with this record, it was more about just like creating the perfect atmosphere where people can just be with our record and experience it in their own way.
You can go to a concert and have a very similar experience that you might have had the week before. So I think our goal is to challenge that and try something new.
It's been like a year and a half of just literally every day we talk about this tour and this show and like how we're gonna make it work, and everything from getting the headphones to the audience to like planning out the 3D mapping to sending Kellen, our sound tech, to Montreal to learn the 3D audio. There was such an amplified stress to every aspect of this project.
You got your guitar on right now, so let's do your guitar, Will.
Chris's snare up.
We've never played these songs before. I feel like we've hyped up this show a lot in our own heads, which I think is fair. Like, it's gonna be sweet, but it's just, there's a bajillion things that are making it sweet, and all those bajillion things need to line up just flawlessly. So, you know, it'll be.
What could go wrong? You know?
This is 100,000.
The hour before, it was kind of just like an anxious feeling of like, okay, this is happening. Okay, what's gonna happen? Is it something gonna go wrong? Is it gonna go right? Are we gonna play good? Are we gonna screw up the songs? Just all of these questions that we've been thinking about are just flying through my head. I don't think I've felt that nervous in a show ever.
We got up there, and as soon as I started playing, I was just shaking.
This was easily the most nervous I've ever been for a show. And like even menial things I've done 10,000 times were infinitely harder. Like when I first got up and I was like putting on my guitar and like doing the cool rock thing where you go through your strap and then in, so you don't, if you step on it, your cable doesn't go out. Even that felt like a mountain I couldn't climb. Like I was so scared and like not in a healthy headspace to start playing vulnerable music that's near and dear to my heart.
Love you, boys. Love you, boys. Let's try it. Let's have fun. Yeah, so we've come this far. Let's play the sound. Let's roll some lines.
I looked out and I could feel a lot of affirmation that like, oh my goodness, the thing we've been working on for 18 months is working. So it was like half excitement, half relief, to be quite honest.
I think it was when I saw people closing their eyes, because you see that sometimes in a bar show, but when like half the people in the audience just like have their eyes closed and are kind of just getting lost in the music, it's like, okay, this is connecting with people, you know?
To be honest, going in, I was thinking things like small things when you're kind of like, oh, I wonder if the lights outside will be distracting because the lights are still on, or I wonder if like the headphones will become annoying after a while. But honestly, as soon as they started playing, it just kind of like all faded away, and they just transport you to a whole other place.
Oh, it was crazy. It was an awesome way to watch a show.
For me, it was like the most realistic to playing in a band, like being on stage. It kind of felt like that.
Or listening at home, like listening to the album, but it being played live right to you. So
they talked about wanting to like give people the experience of music, and when music moves you, you kind of like get shivers, or you like share that moment. And I felt like that happened tonight.
Those last two songs, I honestly had tears in my eyes. I didn't want it to end. It was so good.
This was a project that we put a lot of time and a lot of heart into to create something special. So the fact that it worked out the way we were hoping it would, that makes all of the hours that went into creating this so much more worthwhile. I don't think that's an opportunity people can get all the time, to be able to chase something like this.
It's been amazing to experience us following through with this. Somebody could have been like, you know what, I don't know if it's worth the hassle. Nobody ever said that. Everybody has always been very excited and like willing to push the boundaries and work together to try and make this thing happen.
It would have been easier to have just left an idea that we dreamt up in the van, or the thought that like, man, some band should do this someday. And it's pretty cool to reflect and look back and be like, whoa, like we're that band.
Thank you.